right, we are also learning more about the 8 innocent people who were killed in that attack, including 32-year-old Darren Drake, who was struck while riding a city bike yesterday and is now lovingly remembered by his father as a miracle baby brought home on Thanksgiving. Joining me now exclusively by phone is Darren's father, Jimmy Drake. Mr. Drake, are you with us?
Hey, Sandra, how are you?
We're so sorry for your loss. This country is grieving with you and your family tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That really was a miracle because we tried for almost 12 years, to have a baby. And then finally we had one pregnancy. It didn't work out. But then Darren was born. And his birthday was November 18th. And it was just so beautiful that his mother and I came home from the hospital with him on Thanksgiving Day. It doesn't really get a lot more beautiful than that. And, he had a typical, normal upbringing, going to preschool, then becoming a Boy Scout, then going to high school, playing football, and then going to college on a scholarship. He's getting a degree from Rutgers, and then he, went into the corporate world. And he, worked for Fiserv, and then he went down to Warren, a long ways away, and he went to work for Moody's, a great company. And, he had one master's in business administration of internet systems, and then he was pursuing a second one.
And
that's when this happened.
You have described him as the perfect son.
Absolutely.
You have had nothing but wonderful things to say to him, and I can't imagine how difficult it is for you and your wife. Your only child is gone. How difficult it is to talk about this tonight. But if you could, what were your thoughts as we just let off this hour, as we're learning more details on the suspect involved here that carried out this awful attack that killed your son?
Mm-hmm. What do I think about him?
Yeah.
I think that he should serve the rest of his life in solitary. That's exactly the way I feel. Don't let him get communication with anybody. It's these people, they come to the country and they hurt us. I mean, what do they expect? I mean, of course, there's a war going on between America and, ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Of course, there's a war going on. But, I just think that vetting should be a lot more difficult, to allow these people to come into the country, especially a single man. I understand he was married, living in Patterson, but I think that when he came in as one person. But I'm not sure of that. Matter of fact, we have Syrian neighbors across the street. I love them. I love the lady like my sister. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't hurt a fly. But you get these, these radicals, and my son is the victim. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those occasions where there's nothing you're going to do about it. You just have to live with it.
Mr. Drake, how did you first hear about the attack yesterday?
My wife and I had gone for a ride, and we put on the radio, and we heard that there was a incident down by the World Trade Center where my son worked. And we just said, no. It would have to be too coincidental that our son would be there at that precise time. And then as the day went on and we didn't hear from him, and his cell phone went dead, and his office phone, he didn't answer. And then around 5 o'clock, he normally calls and, asks me what he wanted for dinner. And, we just realized that as longer the night went on, he wasn't coming home anymore. Mm. So what we did is we called around and we found out that Bellevue picked up some victims, and also Columbia down in the Wall Street area. And as the day went on, matter of fact, that lady right there that's on the screen right now at the FBI, the lady with the black uniform on, she was with us in Bellevue. What a sweetheart. She is one of the anti-terrorist FBI agents. And
do you remember, Mr.
There, next thing you know, all the people there were cops.
Yeah.
I'm saying, well, I have so many cops here, but they were all aces. Absolutely wonderful people.
It's nice to hear that. They are the best. Do you remember the last exchange that you had with your son, the last conversation?
Yeah, when I took him to work Tuesday morning, he had gotten a great amount of sleep all night long. And we were going down Hoboken to Hoboken where we got the train, and we got hit with senior citizens, red lights, school buses. I said, Darren, you're going to be late today. You're never going to get in on time. And when you know what he did, he says, yeah, Dad, I don't think I'm going to ride the bike today. I have too many meetings. So, that that made me feel good, that he wouldn't be riding a bike. And then when the day progressed and what happened, traumatic.
We're so sorry, Mr. Drake. It feels horrible that we even have to talk about this tonight. And your son is gone, Darren Drake. We'll all remember him, and we're mourning his loss this evening. And we thank you for coming on and telling your and your wife's and your family's story. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Sandra, thank you for having me.
All the best to you.